So I wanted to walk through the Louisville Slugger Soft-Toss machine today and look at the different components of the soft-toss, how you use it in your practices, how you can use it for different ball types, and also how you collapse it and convert it into a batting tee. So just to get started here, just to go through some of the components, I've got the machine assembled now, and you'll see we've got this slope arm down here which tosses the ball. We've got the machine parts up here that's an electronic component. It's battery operated, takes 3 AAA batteries. And you'll see on the timer it's got a 6, 8, and 10-second time slots there. So in order to adjust the time, it's just a simple switch. So depending on how long of a sequence you want to run through, you can adjust that time. And then the simple on-off switch. Now all of these components disassemble as well, so this is not a physical part of the unit. It can be taken off when we collapse the design as well. And then you'll see the vertical bar here that has a few different components with adjustable knobs here to tighten. The machine is able to be lowered and increased in height for different heights of batters. And then we've got the base at the bottom. So just to show you how the machine functions and how it works, I've got 8 baseballs loaded on the top of the machine. The 8 baseballs are meant to simulate a typical at-bat of 8 pitches. And once you get through the 8 balls, you simply reload it and reset yourself, but it does give you a break between the at-bats. So once you have the baseballs loaded, these are all regulation baseballs, you simply flip this switch to on. Right now I've got it set for 6 seconds. So when I flip that, the automatic motor will engage. It'll drop the ball, it'll toss it into the net, and the rest of the balls will feed down. And then after 6 seconds, it'll toss the next one, and it'll consistently give soft toss pitches to the batters. So that's the simple operation of this. Now you can use different types of baseballs. So you can use dimpled balls or restricted flight balls. So I've got a little Steerike 3 ball here. I can put that on, and you'll see that it'll drop the same way. It's really a fed system. So once it drops, tosses consistently. So depending on the player, you may want to have those restricted flight balls or maybe some softer balls that the user can use. So a lot of coaches will like to use tennis balls as players get used to it. This machine also works exceptionally well as a tennis machine. So you'll see that once that tosses, it drops, tosses in there. If you're working out in your house or in a gym or places that you don't want to be necessarily hitting official baseballs, those softer balls like tennis balls are great ways to get your load phase timing and stuff like that worked out. And I've also got a softball here. So softballs, same thing. As this softball drops, you'll see it come off the system here. And it'll work the exact same way. It'll hold fewer softballs, but one of the things about softballs is you want to be careful that you're not using really heavy seamed softballs because they can be affected by rolling down the ramp. So I usually recommend some basic fast pitch, slow pitch softballs with lowered seams or the dimpled softballs to make that work. So that's really all there is to the operation of the machine. When you want to reload the machine, any kid or player or parent or coach can simply put the balls back on there, readjust the timer if you want, press on, and 6 seconds later it'll start. And that's it. So the purpose of the machine was really to as a parent of a player and you wanted the player to be able to get their reps in, but you maybe weren't available or didn't really throw consistent soft toss to your player. This allows the player to do this on their own, and you can step back as a coach or parent and give some advice or tips, but allow the player to control the play. So pretty simple design to do that. Now, one of the other things that some people will use this machine for is when you want to teach younger players to field grounders. Now, with this soft toss machine, like I said, you can disassemble fairly easy. It's just a matter of loosening these tension knobs here on the sides, and the machine actually starts disassembling. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the middle section out. I'm going to drop this machine down low like this. I'll just tighten that up, and at the very end, I'm going to drop this down to pretty much ground level. So I want the machine to toss the balls out right at ground level. So something like that. I can bring it up a little bit more if I want, but something like that. And what this allows you to do is, with younger players, sometimes it's about footwork and just getting used to moving balls and getting your fielding in. So when I turn the motor on now, it's going to use the same approach, but now it's going to roll these soft grounders. So if you're working with a team and you just want to work on footwork, things like this, load up the machine at ground level like this, and it'll roll those soft grounders. Pretty simple approach. So that's one other dimension of the machine. And then the last kind of dimension of the machine, and you'll notice right here, I can take the motor off. The motor just simply slides off like this. And in the motor compartment, you'll see this hatch. It's really just a little screwdriver. Undo that. That's the battery compartment. So that comes apart. I'm going to take this top unit off, but I'm also going to loosen these two parts. And what this does is it disassembles into its various components. So the design of this is meant so that you can take this anywhere. You can put it in your basement, your garage, take it to the field, take it to the playground, wherever you want to train. We wanted something that was portable. So the last part of this, and I'll leave this middle section in there just to show you this, is we've got an added attachment here. It's basically a Pro Tee attachment, and it simply slides on there. The advantage with this, for a lot of coaches and players, they like to do high tee work, and this is pretty much as high as you want to go for tee work. I can place baseballs, softballs, whatever you want on top of this, and I can increase the height or decrease the height. The other thing, if I wanted to go really low for some of the younger players, I can put the tee attachment way down here, drop the ball on there, and you've got a small tee with a good wide base for stability. And then for different pitch heights, just increase it, tighten that up, and now you've got another dimension to your training.